Television highlights of the news of yesteryear. Wiley Post, Harold Gatty, and the world. It's June 24th, 1931, as speedy airship Winnie May leaves runway at Roosevelt Field, Long Island, in attempt to circle the globe. First leap of journey carries plane over wilds of Canada. With pilot Post at controls and navigator Gatty guiding, Winnie May is out to take the record away from the balloons for its dirigible draft Zeppelin, which holds present round-the-world record of 12 days, 15 hours. And here, after first scheduled stop at Harbor Grace, Newfoundland, Post and Gatty wing the Winnie May toward the perilous leap of the Atlantic. This is only 4 years after Lindbergh's historic flight, and it still takes brave airmen to battle this stormy barrier. But 24 hours later, Post and Gatty are over Holland, breaking speed records as their ship streaks toward Berlin. Now, thousands of miles from home, flying foreigners are given warm welcome at Tempelhof Aerodrome. At same Tempelhof, 18 years later, other American airmen bring life-giving supplies to a dying Germany. And here's phenomena impossible in years to come: an American plane over Moscow, as Post and Gatty cross all of Soviet Russia and then wing over Kamchatka toward home territory once again, but not before droning over icy waters of the Bering Sea on flight's second water hop. 6 days out, they're over mountains of Alaska, and a few hours later, Winnie May casts her shadow on Canadian soil again. Still closer to home port, Post and Gatty fly over Cleveland Airport, and with America under them once more, they nose Winnie May toward New York and journey's end. Day is ended and darkness is gathering into night over Long Island's Roosevelt Field, and the air is heavy and thick with a murky mist as the Winnie May comes in. 8 days, 15 hours, 51 minutes, and 16,000 miles since takeoff time, Post and Gatty have circled the globe. Its new round-the-world record, 4 days better than the historic flights of the German Zeppelin. Flying time was only 4 days and 10 hours, fast traveling in 1931. There's real fireworks this July of 31, for this is world's most exciting flight. As epic-making Winnie May is towed to safety of its hangar, flyers tell radio commentator Floyd Gibbons of weeks' flight that took them to Harbor Grace, across the Atlantic to Chester, England, to Berlin, Moscow, across Siberia to Kamchatka, over the Bering Sea to Alaska, then across Canada to Cleveland and home again. Over mountain heights and ocean depths, Wiley Post, Harold Gatty, and the Winnie May have winged around the world. In New York Harbor, July 3rd, Post and Gatty head for official welcome in Manhattan. Their wives and officials are with them, and here's what they have to say to famed flyer Eleanor Smith.
Well, I'd like to get your opinion. I know you're a little bit dizzy from flying around so fast, and maybe the world looks round to you from the extreme speed you acquired. But what do you think of that story of Jules Verne's around the world in 80 days?
I'd rather make it that way.
A little too fast. What do you think, Harold?
Well, I don't think he was so good.
Well, after seeing your navigation, I don't guess he was.
Post and Gatty, around the world wonders of 1931.
Two sheets to the wind. It's 1921, and in Pasadena, California, chambermaids show how to make beds in a hotel, and in a hurry. Here's the eventual winner, making bed in 2 minutes, 29 seconds. Just think how exciting this contest would have been in a high wind.
Harvard Horsemen, It's 1923, and academic Harvard University has gone in for Army training, with students winning credit for this course in warfare. With World War I still fresh in most memories, these Harvard boys are learning the ways of war with the promise that preparedness is the purest formula for peace. Latin, Greek, and lab work may have been all right for the bookwormish Harvard boy of pre-war days, but when these lads are Harvard grads, they're going to be Army cavalrymen as well. Time turned this into wasted effort, though, for along came soldiers like General Patton, and tanks and other armored mobile units made the Horse 4F in World War II. But they didn't know it then, even at Harvard.
Here's Joseph Gurney Cannon in 1922. Better known as Uncle Joe, Cannon was first elected to Congress in 1873, was stern-handed Speaker of House from 1901 to 11, Illinois' proud champion of the Republican Old Guard.
This smiling American beauty is Helen Meany. In Olympic Games of 1928, Miss Meany brought glory to her country with brilliant first place in fancy diving. Here, at height of her career, she not only looks like a champion, but is a champion, and one of greatest aquatic stars of all time.
Heywood Broom, Texas Guinan, and Frank Gilmore get together in early 30s on Broom's proposal to have actors share profits of Broadway musical Shoot the Works. Says Texas.
Heywood, there's so many people who love you, and so many actors whose success you're responsible for. But I know your show is really going to be a great big hit. And there's one thing that I must say about France. They never see an actor in France with a big head. You know why? They cut it right off.
Broom, Guinan, and Gilmore, greats of an era. Fatal Flyer. It's 5th of September, 1926. And wallowed in shallow waters of Arkansas River at Waco, Colorado, famed Scenic Limited is funeral train for 27 persons crushed to death in the disaster. High Speed is named as cause for wreck. With engine, tender, and 2 baggage cars dropping to riverbed, several passenger cars were catapulted across river, crashing and crumbling on opposite bank.
Music, maestro, police. It's 1923. The musician is Henry Cowell, the instrument is a piano, and the music is fantastic. But it was anything to be different in those days. This is called Dempsey Diapason, and in case Henry's technique is too fast for you, here it is slowed down. Oh, it looks pretty, doesn't it? The audience should take a bow for listening.
Fashion by the foot. In Chicago in 1922, they're looking for a Cinderella to fit this silver slipper. No one can wear it but Hélène Falardeau, and the judges are ready to have a fit themselves because Hélène is from Boston. But the shoe fits and she wears it. Now the shoe show gets around to showing off the most fashionable footwear of the time. If the fancier the shoe, the higher the price. It'd be some feat to foot the bill for this footwear. Pioneer Permanent. Here in Boston in 1923, this local belle is about to be crowned with a crop of curls, but not without first being forced to wear this halo of horror. Its brand new device for producing permanent waves by hot air. And this wig of wigglers is the result. After a few finishing touches, the top beauties of 1923 topped their beauty thus.
vaulting pro. It's September 1926 as 40,000 Minnesotans watch Charlie Hough turn professional. Leading vaulter of his time, Hough is star of the middle 1920s, jackknifing over the bar at better than 13 feet, and consistently. He's no Cornelius Warmerdam, but when Hough vaulted here, he got something to put in his vault at home. Scandinavians on ice. It's March 1928, and at San Moritz, Norwegians are showing the way in the Winter Olympics. Here's number 77 giving his fellow ski jumpers something to shoot at. Well, that should be something to leap at. And don't look before you leap or you won't do it. Good jump and good jumper. Toms of Norway, Olympic champ in 24, falls out of competition this time. His crown goes to fellow Norwegian, Andersen. The winner and new champion, Andersen. In women's figure skating division, Beatrix Lockgren of New York looks as if she might be a winner. And she's among the winners, but she isn't first. Figure skating crown goes to a 16-year-old girl. Guess who it is? Well, look who it is. Yes, you're right, it's little Sonja Henie, some years before she brought her silver skates to America and turned them into gold. She wins here, again in 1932, again in 1936, and will always be the queen of skaters everywhere.